Hi, how you doing? Let's start standing today. Set your feet about shoulder width apart with your legs parallel. I'm going to have you begin but just by putting a tiny bend in your knees and use that to let your weight drop into your feet, specifically your heels, so you feel really rooted into the ground. You can rest your hands on your upper thighs for now. I'm going to take you through a couple breaths and then we'll just get into some movement. So first, just to tune into the rhythm of your breathing, take a nice slow breath in through your nose, keeping your tongue at the roof of your mouth. And then when you exhale, blow the air out through your mouth, and you want to make a little O shape like you blow out through a straw. As you breathe in, take the air in slowly and feel the expansion through the rib cage, especially the back and sides. And then exhale and be patient with it. Thoroughly exhale. Feel the abdominals compress and your pelvic floor lift. Take one more breath in, send that air down to your feet all the way up to your crown. And now when you exhale, just add a small roll down with your upper body. And you can bend your knees a little more if that helps. Inhale, you're going to roll back up. Let's do that a couple times. Exhale, nod your chin. Let your hands slide down your thighs, spreading the shoulder blades apart. And then roll back up, opening your chest as wide as your back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale back up. All right, I'm going to take you through a couple planes of movement now. I want you to bend to the side and swing forward to flexion, then roll back up. Let's alternate. So we definitely want to let some more bend come into the knees as you're rounding forward, rolling up. If it's easier to coordinate, you can fully extend your knees when you come to the top. I know I left you soft at the beginning, but just kind of melt down, round forward, roll back up. One more to each side. We go side. Rotate to center, stack up in the middle. One more time, over, down and around, back up to the center. Now let's take your hands behind your head. I want you to take your stance even a little bit wider than that. Come down into a knee bend again. Going back to the side bend component, just side bend, side to side now. Okay, and with your arms up here, get a little more stretch in your lats, but you're going to feel a little more connection with kind of like crunching down from the side of your abdominals. Let's add the flexion back in, but now making a full circle. So I'm going to go one side, round through the center, keep those knees bent, other side, and I want you to stand up tall. Same direction again. We go one side into the knee bend, round through the center, other side and up. Just one more time. Side bend and flex the knees, round forward, and then back up. Now before we do that in the other direction, keep your back straight. Let's just squat. Weight stays in your heels. You're going to hinge forward at the chest, rise back up to vertical. Squatting down and lifting up. Try to feel the relationship of your hips to your head. As you hinge forward, the whole spine responds. The chest and the head drop forward and then stack right over the pelvis. Give me two more of these. Sit bones nice and wide as you go down and rise. Last one. And then up. All right, let's take that side bend the other way. So again, bend the knees. So you come into that side bend all the way around through the center and then back up. And again, soften to one side. Round through the middle, push into the heels to lift. One more time. Over, around through the center, and then back up. Just kind of get your balance again. One more set of those squats. So I'm going down and up. Okay, so that's a squat pattern you're just doing. Let's change it a little bit. Same squat. We're going to add lifting your heels, reaching your arms overhead. So I'm going to squat there and reach up. I'm going to squat with the heels down. Get organized and reach up. And down. And lift twice more. Squatting. Abs tight as you reach up. Last one. And then back up. All right, let's go down to the floor. Kneeling on your hands and knees. Let's start out in your quadruped position, doing the classic reaching out opposite arm and leg. So you're going to keep your back neutral. Again, just being aware of organizing head, ribs, and hips in a straight line. When you exhale, reach your arm and leg away from each other towards opposite walls, and then inhale to come back down. As you reach out, I want you to rotate your palm up and then back down. Work to keep your leg parallel so the kneecap is always pointing down to the floor. Reach away and return. Let's go for 4 more of those. As you're reaching out, use your breath to draw your abs in so you still feel the support from the center of your body. Elongating the limbs and return. Last one like that. And return. Once you take your hands, walk them out just a little farther than we usually do. Let's take one leg into the air, but this time with your knee bent and your foot flexed. And I want you to go into a push-up motion with the arms where you're flexing your elbows and then rising back up. And in your body, this hits, I'm not judging this as easier or harder than a push-up, but it hits your chest in a specific way that resembles like an incline chest press instead of a straight one. So focus on letting your collarbone stay wide, but the top of the shoulders stay away from the ears. Now you're going to stay down holding the bent elbow with your leg up a little higher, and I want you to circle the leg, keeping the knee bent. So we go round and up. We're going to do 5 each way. Use your hands like you use your feet. Root down into them. Do 1 more this way, then I'll finish that sentence. Now reverse it, where you're letting your weight sink into your hands, but you're using your arms to brace away from your hands so your shoulders stay stable. 1 more time. And then you're going to push back up. Let's swing that leg down. Now, before you do the other side, just take a shift off your wrists. I say a lot in class, the best way to get your wrist stronger is to do stuff like this, but that's only true if you understand staying active in this relationship. If I bend the elbows and I sag into the floor, it's going to actually hurt my wrists and my shoulders more. But if you can make a pose where you go down to make it, but holding it is actually the beginning of the feeling of pushing up, you will find you build more endurance and you have more success because the shoulder gets stronger to help the rest. Let's try that on the other side. So first, just taking that leg up into the working position, foot's flexed, and then I'm going to lower down and then push back up. So start to recognize that as you're doing the push-ups. When you're coming down, you're stopping yourself from crashing. We're using the muscles that slow us down to stop before we hit the floor. And in that moment, you're pausing at the bottom before you come up. Feel how the muscle and tension shifts to start that motion. And it's that moment right before you move to come up that we're trying to engage the muscles in when we hold. So let's try that. Go down, pretend you're about to push up. We change that. And then you're going to circle. I was about to go good. Like I could feel your body. Oops, that was my body. All right, and around. Remember, drop in that chest, pushing up with those arms. Last one. Pause before you go the other way. You're still out of your ears. Now we go down and around and then back up. 4 more times. 3. Check in with those arms again. Press away just a little more. And then come on back out of it. All right, all the way back into your full shell. Okay, really give into that shell stretch for a sec though. Get your legs a little wider, sit back towards your heels, and just drop your head into that space. We're going to go into a rolling cat into swan dive next. So I want you to take this position, and we're just going to shift forward a little bit so you get that butt up in the air, chest dropped sensation. And the motion starts with a cat stretch shifting to your hands. You're going to roll forward, push your hips down, lift your chest and look up at the ceiling. Drop your head, round your spine, shift back and stick out your tail. And again, rolling forward, push your hips down, lift your heart up, and then drop your head, round your spine, lengthen back out. Exhale, curl, pushing down, spread the chest wide, lift your chin, and then drop your chin as you exhale, roll back. Inhale, tailbone up, chest down. 1 more time. Exhale, wave through the spine. Drop your hips, lift your heart, and then drop your head. Roll back and stick out your tail. Come forward a little. Let's just do a couple thread the needles. So just singles, leaning back and twisting, and then shifting forward to transition to the other side. Your intention is to drop the moving shoulder. Let it fall into that space. And you're really just leaning back to get out of its way. 1 more to each side. Sinking and lifting. sinking and lifting. All right, let's go down onto your back. All right, let's start one leg bent, one leg straight, hands behind your head. We're going to do some crunches, ab preps. So when you bring your hands behind your head, you want your hands set out a little wider at like the back corners of your head and elbows angled forward. Root down into the foot that's flat right now. We're going to take a crunch, and I want you to just feel that alone, just the element of exhale to lift, inhale down. You're trying to curl your upper spine until you're at the bottom tip of your shoulder blade. Do that one more time. And on the next one, you're going to lift the straight leg up, do the same amount of flexion. Inhale to lower it back down, hovering it off the ground. Exhale up and lower. And I want you to keep that foot flexed so you're pushing up through your heel while at the same time pushing down the back of the pelvis. So again, we want to make that contrast so we get the benefit of a little stretch up the back of your leg. Just one more time. And then lay that leg all the way down. Now, to your other leg, oblique crunch towards that knee as you march it to tabletop. So I'm going to go across like that, tap it back down, rotate, and tap. Let's do 3 more that way. So you're twisting and flexing to bring that elbow to the knee. Last one like that. Now, go up again. Instead of lowering your head, rotate to center and extend the leg. Twist towards the bending knee. Reach out and in. Away and in. 2 more of those. Leave the knee bent. Come back to center, put it down. All right, switch your legs. Going back to just curling forward the upper body, neutral pelvis, even left to right. Nod your chin, flex forward as you exhale. Inhale, lower back down. Work through your breath. Slide the ribs towards the hips. Inhale to lower. 1 more like that. And inhale down. Here comes that leg. Exhale, lift it. Inhale, lower. Pushing up through the heel and lower back down. And the contrast, like I was saying, push your hip down, that's true, but to stay neutral, remember we need that general sense of your pubic bone being heavy. So that might be a better place, thinking push down that end of the seesaw, like we say sometimes. And just one more time. And lifting, and then back down. All right, obliques, so lifting the bent knee, you're going to rotate towards the leg as it marches, push it back down as you drop your head. Exhale, inhale, lower. Remember to keep angling those elbows slightly forward so you're cradling your head. And last one, this style. All right, next one leads us into keeping your head up. So you're going to lift up and rotate as you march the leg. Turn to center and then back into that rotation. So remember, every time you twist, you're thinking twisting and coming forward a little bit. I'm trying to get that one shoulder blade off the mat. Last 2. And 1, bend that knee, drop that head, back on down. All right, flip over onto your belly. All right, so doing a couple breaststroke preps, then the full breaststroke. Legs are going to be parallel. You could put them together or slightly separate them. Start with your arms in that W shape. Let's just sense our way through the proper extension in the upper back. So you're going to begin pushing up by looking towards the edge of your mat, then add pressing away from the floor with your forearms to pull your shoulder blades back. And you want to keep going up till you're at the last rib or like 2 more ribs left. Now, as you hold for your inhale, stay lifted, but try to pull yourself away from your hips. I'm active with my arms on the floor so that when I come down on the exhale, as I place each rib into the mat, I feel like I've grown half an inch taller by lengthening the spine. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, start to look up. Follow, let your sternum go with the neck. Push away from the floor, opening your collarbones. Use your abs to anchor down that low rib. Now breathe in, reach your head away from your toes, and exhale, compress your abs. Sink those ribs down, lay out flat. Just one more time that way. Breathe in at the bottom, getting longer. Exhale, abs draw in, start to lift up, opening the chest wider. Stay there and take a breath in. Exhale, come all the way back down. Breathe in at the bottom. Exhale, lift up. All right, so let's add a new challenge. Now this becomes your new start position. Stay here for another breath in. Let's go into hover and superhero. Exhale, we're gonna go lower, extend the arms overhead, find that ab connection. Inhale, press yourself back up using your upper back to lift you. Exhale, compress, drop down, reach the arms long. Inhale, back up. Let's just do that one more time. Exhale down, and we're just gonna keep building this into your full breaststroke. Lift back up. All right, let's party. Exhale down to the mat, arms overhead. Inhale, circle the arms, lift your head and chest. Now pull your abs in, get low, reach your arms through. Inhale, circle, open the collarbones. Exhale, abs connected, reach it down. Inhale up, opening your chest. Exhale, nice and low to the mat. Challenge yourself to get low. Work that just as hard as going up high. Big circle 2 more times. Exhale, use the breath to move. Let that inhale lift you. 1 more time, exhale down. And inhale back up. And then come all the way back down. All right, from there, go ahead and sit back onto your heels into a shell stretch. There, you're going to take a nice big inhale, expanding your back. Compress your abs using your exhale breath. Keep scooping. 1 more big inhale. Roll back up to sitting. Okay, let's stay sitting. Let me face you, actually. All right, let's play around with some rotation at the hips. So we're going to start sitting in a mermaid position, and we're going to move this mermaid. So it's okay if it's a little sloppy, if your hips aren't even, stuff like that. Or they're never going to be even, but just wiggle around a little. Rotating your legs, you can keep your hands on the floor behind you as you start, but we're just going to flip side to side in our mermaid using the technique we would use to spin around on the reformer from side to side. Now, if this is easy for you and you've been practicing this because you watch my videos, try letting go. The next phase to mastering this, or getting the benefits of it, is to be able to stay sitting up while turning. So at first you're going to feel like you lean back quite a bit, but we're going to be strengthening your upper back if you work to stay as vertical as possible. And if you're a real pro at this, you can go ahead and reach your arms overhead. You're almost there, no matter, I hope you stopped with your hands down if that was enough for you. And 1 more to each side, rotating, and then back over. Okay, stay seated. Let's take those legs out in front of you. They can be straight or slightly bent at the knees. We're going to spine stretch forward into an extension. First, take an exhale breath. Nod your chin, round forward over your legs. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll back up. Hands to the back. Now as you inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest and chin, and then return to neutral. Let's do it like that 1 more time. Nod your chin, curl forward as you exhale. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll up. Take your hands to the back, push away from the floor to get the chest lift, and then set it back at neutral. All right, so those are the base movements. I'm going to change the pattern a little bit. This time, you're going to roll forward. Slide your hands down your legs towards the inside of your feet, so we've got the back of your hands facing each other. Now this time, lift your head to see your hands. I want you to extend right away, so by the time the fingers hit the floor, you're already there. Now you're going to exhale, round forward, get hands to feet again, and then roll back up to vertical. Let's do that a couple more times. Nod your chin, round forward, glide your hands down so you get the back of the palms facing in. Now inhale, lift your head and chest, hands go back behind you, your heart's up. Exhale, round it forward again. Inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, nod your chin, round forward, hands glide down to the feet. Inhale, lead with your gaze to extend, hands to the floor, see the ceiling. Exhale, round forward again. Roll back up. 1 more time. Nod your chin, curl forward, hands to the inside of the feet. Lift your head and chest, circle around. Exhale, flex it forward. Roll back up. 1 foot against the other thigh, knee turned out. Let's finish with our runner stretch into side bend. I'm going to take one arm, rainbow it, to the opposite foot. So I get a nice flexion again. Rainbow back, you're going to pivot onto your knee, side bend, weight there. Now I want you to come up into a straight line like a side plank to side bend 3 times. We go up and then back down. One more time. Up and then back down. Now we're going to come land it. Arm goes up and over, round towards that front leg. Rainbow again. Lift your hips, side bend. And we go up and down. 2, 3. Let's land it. One more set on this side. Round forward towards your foot. Rainbow arc. Lift your hips, side bend. And then we go up 1. Nice and gentle, smooth, linger. And side bend. One more time. Reach long. Land that side bend. Hips back down. Switch your legs. Recombobble your sweatshirts. Okay. Rainbow to foot. Up and over. Lift your hips. Side bend. Here we go. Up long. Side bend. Long. Side bend. One more time. Reaching. Side bend. Land it down. Are my pants falling off? That's what I was giggling about. I go from confidently seeing myself in the reflection of the computer. Now I'm like facing away from you guys, and I'm like, oh, can't tell where my body is in space or anything. Big side bend. Here we go, reaching out nice and long, energized. And then back down. And again, reach away. Back down to stretch. Tone. Stretch. Come all the way down. You just got one more set. Up and over. Reach to the foot. Rainbow. Lift your hips, side bend. Now we reach out long. 1, back down. 2, back down. 3, back down. Land your hips, and you are done. All right. Whoa. Have a great day. Get it, get it. See you soon.